So I'm done with another one of Age of Wonders 4 clans, you could say, factions, clans slash factions, whatever you want to call it. And I had pretty much fun doing this one because this one was pretty unique and pretty different, and it was also much more tougher than the other ones. Maybe the story realm got tougher or something like that. But yeah, I'll also let you guys see the cutscene of the storyline that's going on, so that you guys can get an idea of what this is about and everything, right? But before we move on to that, let me just tell you which clan we were playing. We're playing the Arcane Tigers, which are basically like Astral Affinity or something you could say. Yeah, Astral Affinity, if I remember. The leader is Enam'Ru Enkhanan. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Don't just one of the faction that's available since the start, and obviously the leader is Arcane Tigers. And like all factions, they are ones with unique buffs, affinities, and perks. We'll talk about. Before I talk about anything, here is the storyline that is for the story round, and we'll move on after and talk about the character that I'm playing.
It is merely a way to travel between worlds, yet some call the astral sea itself their home. Of the many beings who reside within, the curious mare are the most gentle. They swim through the magical currents with ease and use their voices to guide lost souls to safety. This is the story of one such mare called Elia, whose curiosity led her to misery by the worlds that connect to the astral sea. She was specifically attracted to a realm called the Enchanted Archipelago, for its tides resembled her natural habitat, yet felt so different. But it did not take long before Elia's visit turned into a nightmare, when she was captured by a capricious goddess called Nimue, who sought to study her for her beauty and power. Nimue used Elia in her efforts to create her ultimate race of followers, but her results never lived up to her ever-shifting demands. Elia was forced to watch Nimue drown her own creations over and over again, only to begin anew once more. The horrified Elia, shackled and sequestered, could only sing a desperate song carried by the currents over the astral sea. Dear heard her plea. The Covenant sought to uphold the ancient agreements of peace and stability, and were thus concerned by the song about Nimue. Had the siren goddess gone mad with power, or was another force at play? One zealous goddess of the Covenant volunteered to investigate the Enchanted Archipelago and liberate it from Nimue's drowning embrace.
Okay, so let's talk about this clan, okay? So the hero affinity basically has astral affinity, which is 5, which is amazing to start off with. 5 affinities. I don't think so I have any heroes so far which had 5 affinity to start in any of the things, but yeah, it has 5 astral affinity and 1 shadow affinity. I went for obviously the astral route because it had 5 freaking astral ability, and I decided to go for more tombs that were based on astral affinity. Hero perks, what are those? All cities have 10% gold income and 20 plus city stability. All non-hero units gain plus 20% experience and starts with plus 100 relation with free cities, pretty much giving us a big edge on diplomacy over all the other countries or factions that are around us. It's great for us, obviously, because this is more of a diplomacy anyways, because a lot of stuff here depended on how we handle our diplomacy, and I think so this is a right clan to play this storyline. If you have watched the previous cutscene and did not skip that, you'll know that this is the correct storyline. This is the right storyline to play with because of how the relationship function is important and how they give you the side quests to go and get the free cities on your side and get them like vassalized and stuff like that, which is really important in the end. Obviously, I only sided one city. The other city I couldn't side with because by the time I reached the other city, I'd already taken out our main objective. Now, I'll get back to what I was talking to. What is the tomb details on this one? We get the starting tomb of Warding, which pretty much gives us like defensive abilities, I would say, that increases like defensive capabilities of our race. And secondly, there are also a few that increases our attack capability by a minor percentage, later on getting stronger and stronger to a point where you can summon crazy strong units. A lot of these scrolls are summoning scrolls, so like, I mean tombs, not scrolls. So a lot of these tombs are like summoning tubes, right? And a lot of these summonings that we get. Now there's few like scorching land and lightning revenant. I think that was what was called. I don't remember. Don't take my word for it. I'm bad, terrible at the ability names. But yeah, like all of those are like on map abilities, and they are obviously in battle abilities. I am not a guy who plays in battle much. I usually auto combat, and there might be like one or two which I hardly play because some of the battles are winnable and yet to lose at some time. Most of the times though, the AI is very compatible and it understands that we are very capable of winning even a battle that seems like our power is losing, but obviously we have stronger units, so we should be winning. Stronger units meaning they have more experience, obviously. This one was more tougher. We lost a lot of units playing this one. We even lost a ruler once playing this one. So yeah, there's a bunch of things you should be careful while playing this one, because this one is tougher than the last two. Last one was very tough though, because I was also playing on hard difficulty, but this one is tough even for normal difficulty, in my opinion. This is just me going on a casual and just auto combating most of the things. I'm pretty sure if I played it on my own and try to learn how to like go in and have in-game combat and stuff, like if I learned all of that, yeah, I would be better at the game. But I am very lazy and I just auto combat most of the stuff. Anyways, so like what other initial bonus we get? Not only do we get 5 astral affinity, but we also get +2 astral affinity for us, and we also get bolstering support, which is an adapt hero skill, which is great to have. As for research, we start off with Magical Ward, Summon Phantasm Warrior, Mark of Invulnerability, Static Shield, and Stave of Wandering. These 5 are usually the ones that you start off with, which are pretty decent, I think, especially something like Mark of Invulnerability, Static Shield, and even Stave of Wandering. Most of these are really good. Even magical wards are pretty good. And obviously summon spells are amazing. These are early unit Phantasm Warrior, which you can summon for pretty cheap mana, and mana is very easy to come by in the stage. So like it's really good to have. Now as for what our trades are, we are Resolute and Desert Adaptation. Now, Resolute we have had previously, but Desert Adaptation we haven't. Desert Adaptation, in its name says what it is. It is basically like you can adapt to the desert. We move quicker in desert. That's great. That's great to have. As for a culture, we are Mystic, Mana Channelers, and Shadow Walkers. Mystic, I don't remember what it is. I'm just gonna pass on to that. Mana Channelers, on the other hand, is basically like I said, like mana is easy to come by because of this race. And Shadow Walkers, usually Shadow Walkers means like usually you have 32 walk speed on map, but this one has 40 max walk speed on map, which obviously helps in exploring a lot, and you do use your scout units more often to this unit because there's a bunch of things here. So yeah, all in all, you have a very magic-y race, you'd say. Like a lot of stuff depends on magic, astral affinity, and everything. While I do get a bunch of heroes later on which are more or less capable of handling their own with melee range and stuff, I think mostly if I'm gonna play this race, I'll focus on getting magical heroes and stuff, because this race is very dependent on their magic status and very dependent on their summoning. That is what I figured out while I was playing this race. It is a very good race if you're trying to like go for a magic victory, in my opinion, because you can research that shit quickly as possible. I think that that's what useful Mystic. That's what is helping me get it quicker in this game, in this walkthrough overview game that I had in this with this faction. But all in all, I think so it was a great experience for me to play this one, because it wasn't easy, but it wasn't too hard either, and that made this game much more easier for me. Because like Tangram, the blood, or I'm not gonna tell her name, I'm gonna mess it up. The Bloodfang orcs was way too easy because I was playing on easy difficult, while the second one, the dwarves, mountain dwarves, that was way too hard because I was playing on hard difficulty. I think this was a good mix of balance for me where I could complete the game within 50 odd turns because I had everything figured out by then and all of my units were ready to get going. I think I had like 3 or 4 cities by that time, and the map is small, so like it helps out that there are only 4 comrades there. Also pact of vassalage, and everything combined helps together. We also like had friendship with one of our co-presenters of the map, I would say, or co-factions that were like in the on the map along with us. I tried to do with the other one as well, but I couldn't get that side mission done. I thought I should do that, then again I was so close to defeating the main quote-unquote villain of this storyline, I decided why not. Anyways, this is how this storyline ended off.
The Pelago freed from her obsessive grasp. And Elia, the curious mare who euphorically experienced freedom once more. I am her. It was I who witnessed both the terror and the grace of the Godir. It is for this reason that I sing the stories of this age of Godir and of the good and the evil that reside within the ever-flowing astral sea. Freedom begets responsibility. I could no longer ignore the murder and destruction of the powerless and innocent. My time as prisoner taught me about the plans of Nimue and her allies, the Godir Alliance, who call themselves the Shadrai. This is why I had to inform the Covenant of the scheming Shadrai and their ambitions, which were far greater than what the Covenant imagined.
So yeah, like I said, this storyline ended up in that way. It was pretty good all in all. I think so. It was a great storyline to work with. I actually was invested in this storyline because it was pretty good. It genuinely surprised me. Like, the stories are pretty good here. In the first realm, I did not shoot the first realm story, but when I go back and look at the story, it was a pretty good storyline, honestly. Anyways, next story that we'll play is, I wanted to play the Hambinger, but Hambinger are not available for next storyline. It's the wholesome halflings, I think so. That's what they're called. So we'll be playing necrotic goblins. Oh boy, we're playing goblins. Oh god. Hope we have fun because we're gonna be evil. We're gonna play an evil playthrough for that one, and that's gonna be fun. Hopefully, it's really fun to play evil characters. I don't know. It's just that they have more things to do over the good characters who have very less things to do. That's what I personally think. You know, that like they have more things to achieve over the less competent characters. I would say less competent, not evil characters. Like good alignment characters, they have a lot less to achieve in comparison to the evil alignment characters, and that's why I think I have fun playing with them. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It was a short video. I completed this game pretty quickly within 50 turns, like I said, 50 turns, and that was a very quick game for me. Hopefully the next game is also pretty quick, and hopefully I don't have to sit there for like 100 turns waiting for my turn to actually happen. But yeah, until next time, boys, peace out.